we didn't give up. Our kids didn't give up. And we saw them making some stops, rebounding the basketball could lead to transition. We hit a couple shots. Those shots led to momentum. It led to defensive energy. The crowd got into it. We went to zone, so we were able to slow them down a little bit, take them out of rhythm, and then I thought, because we were able to make shots, we were able to press. And when we were able to press, that took the shot clock down and wore them into one shot as opposed to having a couple of looks inside, which is where they were hurting us. And they just refused to quit. They refused to lose. And the great thing was, I really have a lot of respect for our men and our men's program here and what Coach Mooney does. And I came to the VCU game and watched, and our ladies were here too, and they talked about it in the timeout. We watched the men do this. We're not done. It's not over. And, it's good to have that lesson. It's good to have that synergy with the guys because I think it gave us a little bit of energy too. So I was really pleased with that. Yeah, I thought two things with the zone. One, they were beating us on the boards. They were beating us off the dribble. They were beating us inside when we were man. So we really didn't have we weren't doing a whole lot well in the man. The zone, I was worried about rebounding, but if we weren't rebounding in man, it really didn't matter. So let's make them hit some shots from outside the paint. The other thing it did, interesting enough, it made them kind of stagnant, and it allowed us to actually steal some balls that we weren't getting when we were playing man-to-man, and because of that, we were able to transition, and that got us going a little bit. Well, I've said this since she got here, she's one of the best shooters I've ever coached, and I've coached some really good ones in my career, whether I was an assistant or whether I'm a head coach. I've coached some great shooters. She might be the very best I've ever coached. Rachel deals with fatigue. She deals with, some injuries, nagging stuff. But she can still shoot it. Her looks in the first half are great looks. She was just short front rim. That last one, I thought she was blocked. But I knew when it left her hand, it was in. She's just that good a shooter, and she just willed us to it. Chris willed us to it. Becca willed us to it. Ryan was down there fighting like crazy. Sam hit a big one in overtime. That's what you want from upperclassmen. They answered and responded, and I'm really speechless because I can't be more proud of them. They responded. They kept fighting. It absolutely gave us a big boost. I don't know that it was in the season type. I think our stretch run right here is probably the toughest we're going to face all season with the teams we have to play. Knowing our history with Xavier and knowing how many games they'd won in a row and knowing how big they are, that was a tough matchup for us, regardless of their record. So for our kids to win, is huge. Going to Temple is going to be an enormous challenge. But you know what? I'm absolutely going to enjoy this because you don't get to enjoy enough wins when you're coaching, and you certainly don't get to enjoy enough wins when you're a player at this level. So these kids need to earn it, or have earned it, and they need to relish in this excitement and enjoy this win tonight and tomorrow.
I think this rivals the Dayton game last year, but, we didn't win that game. But the same type of fight I think we saw last year. This is such a relief, if that's even the word you would choose. But the team needed this, and we needed it bad, and I'm so proud of the girls. Yeah, it really, and I think it's a season saver for more than just record purposes. I think it changes the mental state. It changes, the mood walking into practice. It does so much more than just, put your record at 2-3. This could be a game changer. I think punishment was on my horizon if I did not put the ball in the basket. I say the same thing every time. It's to have a team that I do and to have the coaching staff that I do that I could go 0 in the first half and then they could tell me in halftime, do not stop shooting. That's a very special program. And confidence is all you need. And once you hit one, hopefully it just keeps going.
It was a great comeback. The crowd was into it. They were cheering. We were generating momentum for each other. We were all chest bumping and stuff. We were getting a lot of big steals, which defense really carried into our offense. We were able to knock down some steals, hit a couple big shots, and we were back in the game. So it was great. We just refused to lose. We learned that if anybody was here for the VCU game, they refused to lose. So that was a big thing. We came out and we just refused to give up. So we were able to come back. They're a big team inside, and that was their whole goal going into the game was to pound us inside. And in the first half, they did that, but we were able to switch to the zone. We were able to suck in and make sure their posts weren't just turning around and getting layups on us. So when we were able to cut that down, we were able to transition and get back and score. So it was a big game, and especially for the fact that I haven't beaten Xavier since I've been here. I don't think we've beat them since 2005, so it was a huge, huge momentum thing to come in and be like, we got this, we can beat them. So I think it can build a lot of confidence. You know, we came in, we were down 16, and we showed ourselves that we could come back and we can beat these big teams. So